Now, going over to the political part podcast, Donald Trump has a new idea saying no federal income tax if you make under $150,000 per year. And this is, as youth might say, going viral. This was first brought to my attention thanks to Benny Johnson on X, when she says, quote, breaking, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says President Trump wants no taxes for people who make less than $150,000 per year. And it's only about 17 seconds long, but as all true gentlemen did do, he did suit up.
How about no tax on tips? How about no tax on overtime? How about no Social Security? How about all those things? These are the kind of thoughts that will change America. I know what his goal is. No tax for anybody who makes less than $150,000 a year. That's his goal. And that's what I'm working for.
I love that goal. I mean, shoot, at that point, if the government didn't steal so much of my income tax, I might be able to get a nice Honda S2000. Not one with, under 50 miles on the odometer, but a pretty nice one nevertheless. And this one pretty well got 1.7 million views and 58,000 likes. One of the first comments coming from Doge AI saying, quote, tax reform isn't just paperwork, it's $2 trillion in waste getting drained from the swamp. Look at the Fair Tax Act. Wiping out income tax, payroll tax, and death tax is in one shot. Replace it all with a straightforward sales tax managed by states, not DC bureaucrats. Getting 385 likes. I think also the tariffs might help. We'll see how that tariff war continues and how much income the United States could get it. As crazy as it sounds, folks, there was one time there was no federal income tax. It's a beautiful time in America's history. And there's a time where our country actually prospered just by having tariffs. I think our government has grown so bloated and disgusting, we have to make some deep cuts in headcount, metaphorically, to get rid of the bureaucracy and actually get to the point where the United States could be sustainable in terms of the government would function. I think we could definitely do that with just tariffs. Yeah, granted, to cut a lot of useless bureaucrats out of DC. No sympathy for them, though. You also have Crypto Kenny having a meme of a gentleman drinking coffee. It says, heck yeah, I voted for this, and it's better than I expected, getting 216 likes. Ooh, do we have a contrarian statement? Santiago says, why not? I disagree with this. All Americans should be required to fund the government. I can't just fall in the minority of Americans who make over $150,000 per year. Why should they pay for our government? When you don't pay taxes, you have no incentive to keep taxes or spending low. Why would you care? It's not your money. No representation without taxation. A contrarian statement did get 102 likes. And again, Trump did say no federal income tax for anyone when he was campaigning. I would hope he would have that for all folks. I mean, obviously, that's not going to be a popular opinion saying I don't think anyone should pay an income tax. I think you could, again, you have to cut a lot of the government, but you could sustain the government from tariffs as well as maybe a sales tax. Now, a sales tax, again, in Texas is, what is it, 8 point, oh, I was about to say, what is it? It's 8.25% precisely. I know that because I own a business here. But there's instances where if they increased it to like 20%, if you still had no federal income tax, I think a lot of people come out ahead. Especially people like me, where the only thing I buy is groceries from Walmart. A majority of my spending, that's it. So for folks like me, yeah, I'm trying to think. Eggs aren't tariffed yet, so I'd be okay with that. So trying to think of my diet, what I buy at Walmart. Eggs, that are okay. Salsa, made in America, okay. Eggs, salsa, beef, Texas. Yeah, I think I'd be safe. I'm only kind of kidding, but yeah, for people who are frugal spenders, they don't spend a lot. They'd have even more incentive from that regard. You have Mustang Medic saying, quote, JD is going to be elected in 4 years from now if Trump pulls this off, getting 563 likes, which, yeah, this would be one of the biggest changes in the United States history. Now, it would be interesting to see the ripple effect. Again, I'm not arguing that we should keep taxes for this purpose alone. It would be interesting to see the ripple effect on the tax business community and the whole industry as a whole. I mean, one of the biggest industries out there is tax preparing and tax consulting and accountants. And one of the reasons, I hire them, they cost a lot of money, but they save you money because they will read and interpret the dictionary length or multi-dictionary length. Actually, no, encyclopedia length. We're talking the Encyclopedia Britannica vintage. That much is the tax code. It's convoluted, complicated, and bullshit. Pardon the French. And we rely on an industry to interpret that for us and then file our taxes for us. And that industry, they would still be around for businesses because, again, businesses do pay tax depending on the structure. They pay more or less or different types. But, that'd be a lot of industries going away. So it'll be interesting to see how many jobs are dependent on that. Again, I still think at the end of the day we should repeal the income tax. I think it's abhorrent. and I would argue unconstitutional. I mean, a majority of your income is going to the government. It just feels illegal and disgusting. Again, it's income tax, federal, and heaven forbid you live in a state with an income tax. They got property tax, capital gains tax, alcohol tax, tobacco tax, gasoline tax, inheritance tax, estate tax, car registration tax. That's just right off the top of my head in New York minute. There's so many taxes, it's disgusting. Of every dollar we earn, how much of that do we really get to keep? Pretty disgusting. You also have Brian Hammond saying Trump the wise man. It's an AI generated picture of Trump with a beard. Getting 23 likes. Old School Eddie says, quote, but wait, I thought Trump was only for the rich people, so how does this work? Getting 293 likes, which is a cliche argument by leftist. Jeff for Truth says, quote, how about no income taxes for everyone? Replace it with a sales tax. Income tax is theft. Why do they think they're taxing our labor? Or sorry, he says, who do they think they are taxing our labor? Getting 347 likes. Though, interestingly enough, depending on what state you're in, some labor is actually not taxed in terms of like tech services and different services. End users don't pay a sales tax for that, but again, the income is still taxed. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually goes anywhere. Again, Trump has a lot of pie in the sky ideas, and he's done some great things. We'll see if this actually gets off the ground. But let me know, do you think this will actually pass? And what would you be most excited about? Would it be no tax on tips? Would it be no income tax at all? And then do you think it should be limited to just people making up to $150,000? Or do you think it should be everyone? Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.